Okay, now I want to talk about the importance of the correct pronunciation at the stage of the English learning journey, especially at the beginning period. It's very important and essential. Yeah, it's for the Chinese learners, it would be quite challenging because for our entire learning journey, especially during the primary school or the high school, although English might be treated as a main subject for the academic success, but it mainly focused on the writing or the reading abilities. For lots of the Chinese students, they are pretty poor at the speaking skills and listening skills. Cannot catch up the speakers, cannot understand, cannot speak freely. That's quite normal. But you see, for the purpose of the language learning, it's mainly for communication. So I think for the Chinese students, it would take more and more time and effort to correct the wrongdoings of the past, to cultivate a new habit, to practice the listening and speaking skills. Yeah, and we may have already left the speaking and listening blank for quite a long time and lack of these abilities. So if you want to further level up your language proficiency, I think it's very important to start as early as possible to focus on the enhance of your speaking skills. Especially, you can start with shadowing technique to mimic the sounds or imitate the body languages or the mouth movement of the others, especially the local, like you can watch a movie or try to talk with the local people as much as possible and imitate their speaking movements, and yeah, you can definitely gain a lot from these practices. I mean, like learning of many other languages, for example, our first language, Mandarin, is not because why we can speak so freely and fluently. It's just because we have done the practice for our whole life and we devoted so much time and effort on this. It's naturally nurtured. So don't be afraid of the practices. Yeah, it's the only way to be perfect, and only practices makes perfect. And I think it's very important to leverage the modern technologies to further boost the efficiency of the learning methods. Like you can talk with the AI chatbot right now, like the ChatGPT's new advanced voice mode or the Grok's new companion role. It's it's super convenient and not that costly. Much cheaper than make appointments with the online training courses, online training teachers. Another thing I want to mention is that the importance of recording. Lots of people may not be afraid to hear their own voice. It's not a very kind of dislike their own voice, but it's very important to learn from trial and error, the feedbacks from the others. You see, we may use too many hesitations or too many filler words during our speech, or may lose the focus during the speech. It's very important to get these feedbacks and then improve and keep going and going, and things would be better and better. Actually, this method was suggested by the quite popular and famous articulation coach. His name is Vin Jiang. He's a second generation immigration from Vietnam, and his first language is Vietnamese, and also kind of Chinese language. He can also speak. And English maybe is just his third language, but now he is doing making the training courses globally, teaching lots of thousands of students. And I did some recordings before, and I found it's really very useful. You can play back the recordings by yourself and try to find out the flaws or the wrongdoings. But you can also share, put it on some video platform or some cloud storage, and then share with your friends who may be the native speaker or very good at the speaking, can correct the errors for you and give you the feedback. Another thing I want to mention is that the tipping point of the practice, and I'm not too sure when the tipping point would come, but once you realize you just come to that tipping point, everything you feel would be totally different. But you see, the whole thing depends on the accumulation. I mean the small changes accumulated for every day can still create a significant impact. You need to be patient and wait for the happening of the good things, the tipping point. You just be the patience is very important. You need to stay focused on the track and keep practicing. And the more you practice, the closer or the shorter time you need to wait till that moment. And it's very, I don't know how to express it, but it's a very strange feeling, and it's just suddenly you woke up and you feel that you can speak fluently without any hesitation. You can You don't need to thinking too much before the to structure the sentences before the speaking. It's just like you are speaking your mother tongue. Yeah, it's just the words just came out readily, naturally. I'm not sure, have you ever been in this kind of a moment before, or similar scenarios ever happened to you? But yes, it's a very, very happy moment, and it's a definitely a breakthrough moment. It was worth waiting. Another thing I want to mention is that for the previous sections, I just mentioned as a practice for communication, but for speech, like the public speeches on the TED stage, it's quite different. It's you need to overcome lots of other difficulties, like you need to master the skills for the stage presence, to overcome the nervousness. Speaking in front of a bunch of people, your audience, to deliver the eye contact with the people nearby, and that's quite challenging especially for second language speakers. And these to improve the public speech skills, you need dedicated practice, like to join some clubs like Toastmasters for some specialized training, to get used to the stage presence, to overcome your inner anxiety and fear. Yeah, you see, basically the Toastmasters training may cover two things: the prepared speech and the impromptu speech. For the prepared speech, you may have 1 week to prepare the essay by yourself, and you can recite it before the speech, or try to memorize everything, or just kind of master the main lines of the speech and just follow your thoughts to make sure it's still on track, and elaborate on the main topics. So that'd be great. Another one would be the impromptu speech. Impromptu speech means you are answering the unrehearsed questions, thinking on your feet immediately, and thinking fast, and figure out the answers, a proper answer for the question. Yeah, and structure the sentences in just a few seconds. Actually, yeah, I have been in the Toastmaster club for around 1 year. Yeah, and I gained a lot through these practices. And I should say I made significant improvements since I joined this club. I learned too many techniques. The way to improve the speaking skills and the communication skills is super essential and important for me for my future career or for my living in Canada. It's too fundamental. It's related to every aspects of my life right now. I think I've prepared myself pretty well before my graduation, and I'm ready to utilize these skills for my future career. Through the many times of the prepared speech, I just overcome the anxieties, the fear to face the audience. I still remember the first time I went to the stage. Yeah, my hands were sweating the whole time, and I heard the trembling of my voice, and during the speech, my mind just went blank. Even I prepared so long for the speech and memorized so many things. But little by little, with more and more practices, and I get used to it. It's just like a normal conversation with your dear friends, and talking. So I would might be able to slow down a little bit and talking slowly, clearly, and even I give up the idea of memorizing everything and just follow the melody of the speech and say what I want to say, and this helped me a lot. And from the feedbacks of the other experienced members, I do feel that I made improvements, and which greatly boosted my confidence and further ignited my enthusiasm for the learning. I think I have already entered into the positive loop. Okay, for the last thing I want to mention is that the more you speak, the easier it becomes. So practice, practice, and practice. That's the only way to be perfect.